Alright guys, TheEdgeOnBlades here on about Gerber. And of course I'm talking about the knives, not the baby food company. But I've mentioned in a few previous videos that I like Kershaw, and I did a video on my Kershaw lineup, and my EDC knife right now is the Kershaw Blur. But for a long time I was really into the Gerber knives, and I decided to do a video on my Gerber lineup, and that's what you see right here. Um, I'm going to spend probably 2 minutes on each knife, so it will be a longer video, and I just got finished filming it, and it was 13 minutes long, and I think that's too long for what this video should be, so I decided to redo it. So I'm going to make this much more concise than my last video, so I hopefully won't bore you to tears here, but I'll just go over these knives real quick for you, starting over here with the fixed blades and then moving down into the smaller folding knives down the line as we go. So I'm going to start over here with this knife right here. This is the Gerber Big Rock Camp Knife. This is the sheath right here, lipstick nylon. It's got the Gerber emblem kind of sewn into there. It's got a big pocket clip. Some people like the big pocket clip, some people just want a little something they can hook on so it's not flopping all around. Um, Snap to latch it in, and inside you have that plastic insert to keep it from chopping up the sheath. So here's the knife itself. It is 9.4 inches overall length. The blade length is 4.5 inches, and its weight is 6.3 ounces. The blade is 440A stainless steel, and it is partially serrated right here. The grip is glass-filled nylon with a rubberized coating over it. It is a full tang design, which means that the blade steel runs all the way to the very end of the knife, so it's one piece of steel, which makes it much stronger and more reliable. You know, the blade's not gonna break off because it's all one piece here. It fits very, very nicely into the hand. Um, it's got some nice little grooves right there. But I don't know, when I hold it, it almost seems like it would be better to hold it like this, just because my hands are a little bit bigger than most. But this protrudes a little bit right there, right where it would lay. So I have to either move it up or back. But it's a very comfortable knife, very relatively big knife, and of course I'll go more in depth on several of these. I will have reviews on a couple. But moving on, now we have the Gerber River Runner. It is a river knife or a water knife, you know, dive knife, lots of different names for it. Overall, it is 7.09 inches long. It has a 3.32 inch blade, and it weighs 4 ounces. The blade itself is high carbon stainless steel with almost a mirror finish. You can see how brightly that reflects off of that lamp right there. So there's kind of what it looks like here. This one, perfect spot for those ridges right there. I don't know if you can see those ridges up top. That is a perfect spot for when you hold it. Now, the problem with this one is down here. These kind of stick up at funky places, so that's a little bit less comfortable, but it's still, you know, it'll get the job done. Of course, it has partial serrations for cutting rope. And the sheath it comes in right here is plastic, and it's kind of just snaps in like that. It has little things right here that you can snap in and out onto a life jacket or something of that nature, as well as this big clip here with very comes back at a pretty big angle there, so you're not going to lose if you clip it onto like a life jacket strap. That's what I use this knife for a lot. But it slides in here and it clicks 1, 2, 3 times. If you want it to be less of a pain to pull it out, you can only click it once and it comes out much easier. So that's just their little variable resistance sheath on that knife. Next in line we have the Gerber Obsidian. Overall length is 7.06 inches. The blade is 3.13 inches long and the weight is 4.6 ounces. The blade steel is 440 stainless steel and the handle is a glass-filled nylon over skeletonized, I believe, yes it is skeletonized, stainless steel liners. Now, even though it has liners, this is not a liner lock, it is a button lock or plunge lock or piston lock. I've heard it called all three things. But it's not a switchblade. A lot of people see this, they see the safety right here, and they see this button and they push it, and like, why is it opening? Well, it there's no springs in there. It's just all on the pivot screw. Dual thumb studs, of course. And what's interesting about this knife is that it locks both in the open and closed position. So you deploy or you turn the lock into the locked position, and even if you depress the button, the blade will not close. You slide it into the, I guess, fire position. You see the red there, meaning that the blade, once the button is depressed, the blade can freely move and also lock shut. And then as well, this used to be my EDC knife, but there are two tools on there, a file as well as a Phillips and a can or bottle opener, as well as a flathead screwdriver. So that makes this great for EDC. It is a little bit heavier though, so keep that in mind if you want a lighter knife. Here we have the Evo mid-size Tanto or Tanto. Overall length is 7.12 inches. The blade length is 3.12 inches and the weight is 2.4 ounces. The blade is surgical stainless steel in a Tanto or Tanto style with partial serrations on the underside here. The handle is aluminum, I believe, with cutouts. And it does have a liner lock. Of course, dual thumb studs again, as well as a flipper on the blade. Very easy one-handed opening on this knife. And they put this on there, the Tanto style or Tanto, to appeal more to the tactical side. So that's what that's all about. And they have a couple of variations of this knife. So if you don't like this exact look, you can always check out their other ones. It's a very popular model they have. This knife right here is the Ripstop 1. It is 5.75 inches overall with a 2.3 inch blade and it weighs 2 ounces. The blade is stainless steel with a cutout right there which you can either use to open it, and it also makes it lighter. It does have a dual thumb stud right there and a frame lock, and the pocket clip rides very low in the knife rides very low in your pocket, which makes it good for EDC. It's not so obvious that you're carrying a knife on you. This one is the Minipair frame with serrated edge. They have one that is plain, but this one's a serrated one. It's 6 inches overall with a 2.22 inch blade and it weighs 1.4 ounces. The blade is high carbon stainless steel and it has a little groove for opening there. It is a frame lock. and it can be opened with one hand relatively easily. I think they could have, put a cutout in the blade like on this knife, or a little thumb stud or something to make it a little easier. But the handles are skeletonized, and that makes it a great little light knife. And get to stand up there. And last but not least, we have the STL 2.0. Overall length is 5.1 inches. The blade length is 2.1 inches, and the weight is 1 ounce. So this is an extremely light knife. The blade is 440A stainless steel, and there is a frame lock on this knife. You can see right there, just snap it into place. Completely black coating on the blade right here and on the handle. Extremely sharp little knife, and it's great. You can just put it in your pocket or in your car, in your tool chest, and don't think twice about it until you need it, and you're like, oh yeah, I have that little knife in there. So this is my Gerber lineup. I'm at 11:08 right now for time, so did a little bit better on this video than my last one. But like I said, Gerber makes some great knives, and I will have reviews on several of these in the near future here. This is the Edge on Blades. Thank you for watching, and feel free to comment, like, subscribe, send me messages, whatever you want. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.